yes, real estate is sexy. It sounds great. All these, like social media makes it seem like it's so simple to do. The reality is that real estate investors, savvy real estate investors, sophisticated real estate investors, very wealthy real estate investors, very wealthy entrepreneurs, they're not chasing individual deals. So here's a subtlety, right? But it's a massive distinction. They're not chasing deals. They're building portfolios.
Okay.
They're not looking at, hey, can I buy that property for cheap? They're looking at this massive asset and they're thinking, how does that fit within my system that I'm building within this portfolio? Because the things to consider, right, are how does tax affect my portfolio? How do I leverage this? How do I make it predictable? How do I scale it? How do I make it consistent? So there's so many factors. And I would say that that's probably the foundation right there, which is stop chasing deals and start thinking along the lines of how do I create a portfolio?
And that's something that my son was talking to me yesterday. He was like, hey, papi, yesterday I was listening to this podcast of the Diary of the CEO, and he's speaking to the CEO of Uber. And the guy said that when he was working in a company, pretty much investing in other companies or buying out companies, he said, I didn't focus so much on the price. And I know that I have paid so much overpriced companies. I have acquired so many overpriced companies, but because of the potential they had. Once I can get it, how much can I make? And he says a lot of people lose those opportunities because they are like, oh, no, if it's not the right price, I'm not going to buy it. But they end up losing more money by not buying it. The cost of opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
So
interestingly enough,
see it.
When you talk about Uber, and I think most people don't realize this, that Uber is yet to turn a profit. How amazing is that? Yeah, let me repeat that. Uber is yet to turn a profit. So why is Uber doing what they're doing? Uber is building systems. They're investing in the future outcome. It's not, hey, can I acquire this for cheap today and I'm all set? That's not the mindset. You're never going to really, you're not going to encounter an entrepreneur who's just thinking, what will this asset do for me today? But it's more along the lines of, all right, how can I have this permanently, predictably, consistently, continue to grow and build for me.
And when you compare, Joe, I mean, you're a foreign national, you're an immigrant into the U.S., the same as me. We're like the T-Mec. This is the T-Mec podcast pretty much. Because
it's crazy. The U.S. is like the meat and Canada is like one slice of the bread and Mexico is the other slice, and we've come together and we're like form the sandwich.
Exactly. So we have worked with so many foreign nationals, bringing capital or bringing businesses into the U.S. What do you think is the main difference between an investor in the U.S. that has been living here all their lives or an investor from Canada, for example? What would you think is the difference on mentality?
I would say that so far, my experience in the U.S. has been that, interestingly enough, you get a lot of foreign nationals and immigrants that come to the U.S. and become successful. Why? And I believe that the reason for that is these opportunities don't exist in their country, or maybe not to the extent that they exist in the U.S. And when you're born in the U.S. and this is all you see, I hate to put it this way, but there is a sense of expectation or taking it for granted.
Yes.
Right. And I think that is a very distinctive point, because my own father, who came from Italy to Canada, became very successful in building businesses and portfolios of real estate in Canada. And I mean, from where he came to a country that provided those opportunities, he saw what was missing, and now what he was able to take advantage of. And I feel like that's what happens to a lot of immigrants is they come and they're like, wow, I have access to this stuff, and they really take advantage of it. And that also speaks to the Americans that have either come from little or nothing, and they're willing to go through the grind and become successful because they never had it. But when you do come from a place of already having, and that's your normal, it's not the same.